letting us in.
The weird things of the week. Look at this guy.
Oh,
Look at opening the back door.
Yeah, that's what
friends
they
in.
gonna say.
And then my general manager, he micromanages a lot. Which is like, I just try to do my thing, and then I don't want to talk to anyone.
He probably said maybe the Mexicans who are walking from maybe they've come in already.
Yes.
They did. I mean, but you don't have to check the ticket. You can just walk in. Somebody can just walk in. Just don't look at their ticket. I mean, I'll say you look at their ticket.
They have last week's ticket.
My husband and I went to watch
Like,
Find them on the ground.
I know he's a freaking
Dumpster dive.
I'm gonna drive in.
My husband and I went to watch Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, I seen that. I watched that. Well, actually, I read the book first and then I go watch.
Was it funny?
The book was better.
Oh, it was.
Yes,
We
it
talked
was.
about this thing so much, and I went to watch it, and I was saying to myself, "Great."
It wasn't funny at all.
It wasn't. It was just
Really?
like any. I could almost have the movie just myself.
No, I think they made a movie
But it was like a
about
lot of
it.
parts and stuff that was not in there. But I'm like, oh. But, yeah. My daughter had got me that. She said, Mom, read this book. I'm like, okay. I was into that
Like,
sucker.
sugar.
It was good. It was good. It was amazing.
Oh, hi, how are you?
I like that.
Ooh.
Right.
Well, I'm trying to
I
get
was
this
feeling so I went downstairs.
Mama, is this
Because
good?
boy, I need some.
Is it working?
Yes.
Okay, the class is, yeah. So you can sit down and you can listen to it. It's off. Okay, so
Is Shakira coming? Are we in there? No?
once that finished our Saturday, we should give it summer. Okay, so for those of you who were not here on Friday or Saturday, you guys really did miss a lot. I understand that you people are working and stuff like that, so the schedule is the schedule. But sometimes, like it was, I couldn't have asked people to come in on Thursday. That would have been suicidal, because of all the tornadoes and all that. What?
Wednesday.
Was that Wednesday? One day last week I couldn't allow you to come.
Yeah.
Because I just, we just played it by air, and then when I saw that tornado thing had come onto my phone, I thought, okay, there's no point in, us driving there and then having to hunker down here because there's no food, there's no water, and the last time we came in, there was no bathroom. So I'm sure some of us would have been shooting each other. So I just said, let's come in, because I had to make up time. One, because of the way we're teaching the class, in that we're not teaching it the way that I like to teach it, but we do one thing, I show you the configuration, I do another thing, and I show you the configuration. We just got the configuration client in stock. So we started working the issue, okay? But next time, if you could please, because we record these things and we put them out there, I didn't record them this weekend, really, because on Friday, only 2 people came. On Saturday, 3 people came, and that's my Friday and Saturday too, so, I mean, I understand, honestly, believe me, I understand that some of you were working, some of you are taking permission, and I appreciate that, but we just need to get this 14 weeks done with so that I can get rid of you and you guys can get rid of me. And so whatever it does to take to work it, if by any chance you cannot come to class or let me know, go through the website to the whatever it is and see. But I've noticed that most of you like to be in class when I'm teaching this stuff because I think you people are more hands-on, which makes a good SAP analyst or candidate, interview, because at least you're hands-on. And even if you may not remember everything, but at least you remember something. Okay? So on that note, I'm going to go through this again, the configuration, but I'm not going to go in as in-depth because I've had 2 days of configuration of just doing the material, just doing the plant organization. Okay, that does not mean that if you try it and you don't understand it, I'm going to say you're on your own. No, I've given you 3 sets of notes. Okay, the handouts that I gave you, I was supposed to bring in another handout, which is very granular, but I don't want to bombard you with these notes. 3 ways of doing one thing, 6 ways of doing something, because I don't want you to get confused. Okay? So what you have is good enough. Okay, so remember I gave you 3 notes at once. One was this way, the other was this way.
Right.
So what you have is really actually it gives you hands-on breakdown and stuff like that. Now, another reason why I'm going to go through this again is that we have the access to the tables.
Yeah.
Okay, so they've looked at it, they've seen it, and now we can join everything together and make it wholesome and whole. And then you will learn the lessons we learned when we were doing certain things. Like, for example, we were trying to create a purchasing organization. We hooked it up to the plant. When we wanted to test it, it would not work. We hooked it up to the company code. Remember, that's what I said, we hooked it up to the company code. But when we did that, for some reason, it wouldn't work. Okay? So we now realize that because we're putting 3 purchasing organizations, right? Reference, company code, plant specific. Okay? So we realized that we just needed to hook it up to the plant and it will work. How did we know that? Because when we had done everything, we went to test. We created our own materials, right? In the new client. So we created 4 materials, we created 2 vendors. Everybody created in the new client, and I'll give you access to that client and we'll work it. And we noticed that when we created the material and the vendor, right, we could not process the PO because it was knocking at the purchasing organization level. So as we were getting the error messages, we were fixing, fixing. We were sort of like troubleshooting the issue until we realized that, it's the purchasing organization that it's looking for based on the error message, and based on, then we started saying, okay, let's try reference purchasing of, it didn't work, so we left that. Let's try company code, it didn't work, then we left that. Let's try plant, it gave us the purchase order that we were looking for, okay, and it went through, okay. So I'm going to go through this again. Actually, I don't know why Shakira is not in class. I think she was in my dream because I was going to ask her to walk us through the whole thing, from again, and then we can go. And so I'm going to work with Gwenda now so that we can both show you what it is we were doing and how we were doing it, okay? So we now have a new client. That client is Hockey, okay? And I'm going to give you access to this client. Now, with this new client, I don't think we need to be in the Yeti because this has the configuration. So when you create your own plant, you create your own stuff, you test your own data. Do you understand what I'm saying? We're not using DL00 plant, we're starting location, yes. So I will walk you through this process, tell you what you need to do to get it running in this client, okay? So,
should we be seeing Huffy at this point?
No, you don't have access to it. I have to give you the access.
Yeah,
okay? But I want to walk you through. I want to walk you through this first before I give you the client, because what happens is that what is happening is that this is the back end, right, guys?
Right.
I remember I told you only one person can go in at a time, and that is the problem. Once I give you people. Somebody is going to go in, and they're going to hold me up, and I don't want that. Okay, so we looked at the we are now in organizational structure. Remember, we had the business, the legacy system as is. Then we constructed what we wanted to be. That's what that paper was. That I gave you the assignment. I said 1 plant, 2 storage locations, right, guys? I said 4 purchasing groups. And I said 3 purchasing organizations, 1 company code specific, the other one plant specific, and the other one a reference. Okay. Right, guys? Okay. So now we have decided that this is the plant, and you will now understand why I said put it down, because we were scrambling on Saturday. Okay. Some people had a plant, no name, no description, nothing. Other people had we like I told you, if you are in a refinishing business, don't put stuff in the mortuary business in there. If you want, it has to gel. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not making work hard for you. I'm just making it sensible for you so that it makes sense. Okay? So we were now, when we come in here, the transaction goes to go to the back end is what? SPRO. Bearing in mind that data SAP is nothing more than what? Data and configuration. This is where we input the data to validate the configuration that we have done in SPRO. Okay? We have 3 types of data: organizational data, master data, transactional data. It's like a building block. I cannot enter and make a purchase order ME21N without what? Vendor, master data, purchasing organization, organizational data, purchasing group, organizational data, company code, organizational data, material, master data. Right, guys? Those are the basic things you put in, right? You must have the material and the plant. Because what does it do? It goes into that plant, looks for that material, and pulls up the pertinent parts in that material, which is like what? Your material group, your unit of measure, and your price. Right? Your material group, your unit of measure, your price. Your unit of measure comes in where? Basic data 1. Your price comes where? Valuation, accounting data 2. You see as I'm grouping it together, right, guys? You need the vendor because we are purchasing. Okay, so I need a vendor because SAP says that for everything we are going to purchase, we need a vendor. And the vendor has to be assigned to the what? Appropriate account. Okay, does that make sense? Yes. Any question? No. Okay, then we need the purchasing group. Who is the purchaser? Who do we call when we want to send out the reminders or we want to send out notes? Who is the person? We need that. That's purchasing organization, organizational data. Then we need the company code because everything goes up to the company code, right, guys? Right. So we decided that we're now going to go in and do the what should we call it? The organizational data, okay? Back end, SPRO. Now, in this back end, you will see the statement that I made earlier to you guys that every task will have a menu path, but not every one of them will have a transaction code. Remember, I told you write it down, but if I ask you what page is that written down in, you people are going to be scrambling. Okay? So, reference IMG. Right. Okay? We are setting up our organizational structure, or in SAP they call it what? The enterprise structure. Remember that when this is facing this way, that means there are still subfolders underneath it until you get to the bullet, the round. That's the actual task you wanted to do, right, guys? Yeah. So, enterprise structure. Okay? What did I tell you? You must define before you assign. You cannot assign what has not been defined. David found that out. Yeah, because it doesn't work. Oh, yes. Yeah, you have to define before you assign. You cannot assign what you have not defined. Okay? Mm-hmm. So when do I go to? Okay. So when do I go to? The definition. Okay. So okay. So come on.
Definition logistics.
So, where do we go to? We go to definition, okay? Because what are we trying to do? We're trying to define our plant, right, guys? Mm-hmm. So, plant is under what? Logistics general. Okay? Logistic general, okay? Go to define valuation level. Remember, I told you, define no, get back out. Define valuation area, the top one. Okay. Remember, I told you what? Valuation is set at what? Plant code or company code. You see that? Mm-hmm. It's plant or company code. Once you set it, you cannot change it. So that's why most people, once they set it, they gray it out. You cannot go back and say we want it at company code because it has ramifications and repercussions to the way the system is going to act, the way accounting is going to be set up and all that stuff. Okay? So green arrow back out. Now we are going to go to what? Define, copy, delete, check plant. Why are we going to define, copy, delete, because that's what we're doing. Now, we're going to go to define, we're going to copy, delete, check plant. Hold on, Shakira. Why aren't we going to define plant? This is the plant we want to define. Because unless I know every single table that is going to be hit in the definition of a plant, right, guys?
Right.
It's better.
Do the copy.
It is better for you to copy an already existing one.
Yeah.
Okay? Unless you know every single table, okay? It's better to copy an already existing one. So what do? We go to copy, delete, check plant. We double click that. You must double click it. Okay? Now it opens up where the configuration is going to be done. Okay? So you take your cursor and look for the thing that says copy. You see it there? You open it up. It says copy from. Okay? When it says copy from, that means that the plant that you are copying from must already be in the system. Right, guys? Okay? So you pull a plant from there. Okay? Which is, let's say, DL00. Okay? Copy to. What is the name of your own plant that is on your piece of paper that you're now trying to input into the system?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay? So I'm going to allow her to do this because I want you to see the amount of work that is done here, the tables that it's moving, because I'm copying to, right, guys? Because if I was going to define, I would have to know those tables.
Right.
It's going to move addresses. It's going to move user exits. It's going to move tables. Okay? So there are so many of those things that I don't even have the time or the inclination to want to study it. Okay? So put plant is what? 4-digit what? Alphanumeric. So I'm just going to put Y. Why do we have to repeat this again? Why? Okay? So now hit enter. Watch your status line. You see it's copying so much stuff. You people won't even believe it. Okay? So it says it's copied this to this. That's my new plant, right, guys?
Right.
So when it says it copied everything, and I already told you that it is copying addresses, that leads you to believe that whatever address this plant is DL00, right, guys? It copied it to YYYY, right, guys?
Right.
Okay, but that's not my plant.
Right.
My plant is based in Sacramento, California. Okay, so once I have done that and I hit enter, okay, I go into this thing here. Okay, just visit the instruction. You see that truck up there?
Well,
Yes.
The truck.
Yes, that is how you transport it from the, what is it called? From sandbox to golden configuration. Okay.
All right.
If you hit it, let's see if it will take it.
That's the plan.
Put the plant YYYY. Enter. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me copy it. This is what I call that transport request. Okay? When I say we are requesting that this transport be moved to the next client. Okay? So, fantastic, thank you. So, this is what I'm going to do. I'll say I'm creating a request.
Okay.
Okay? Open it up. Since they're not authorized
To create
okay.
change.
I'm going to say, it's not going to allow it. But what happens is that I say I am, let me say, own request.
I think from next thing I was going, where you said, probably the person is not around and
Yeah.
you want to assign the system to another one. I think from.
No, I understand what you're saying. Let me explain this to you. This is how we transport along the landscape.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? In the real world, you will open this up here. You will give it a short description here.
Okay.
Okay. Then once you hit enter, it will give you that number here that I said is R3DK blankety blankety blank. Okay. This is not doing any of that because this system is standing on its own. There is nowhere to transport to.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So that is why it is. But I want you to see that this is what your transport request looks like.
Okay.
I am asking, some people have the authorization to move it themselves, other people have to ask spaces. and you have to tell basis exactly what it is that you are doing here. Okay? Does that make sense? So this is what your transport request looks like. Okay? Let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. So now I go to what? I've done this. I green arrow back. Okay? And then I go to what?
Define plan.
Before I go to define plan, I want to check something. I double click this. Okay? I go to the tables. Okay? So I say SE16. Okay? The table that holds plants is T001W. Okay? I hit enter. Okay? When you first enter this, it's going to be in German. Okay? To change it to English, you go to settings, user parameters. Okay? It will normally be here. Once you come in, it will be like this. So when you go on a project, sometimes you hear them saying, oh, where's works? Or, you know, when I call things like INA, ECHO, IBAN, those are the German names, translation for those fields. Okay? So it will look like this. For you to be able to see it where it makes sense, you go to user profile, and then you change it from the field name to the field label, then you hit enter. Okay? And then I go into, if you hit here, number of entries, to show you have 12 entries in here. Okay? I want to see these 12 entries. I execute it. You will see my YYYY plant is here. Do you see that? Does that make sense? Okay? It was not here until what? Save on the other side. Right, guys? So I don't like to read it like this. I just put it here like this, and then I do this. I like to read it down like this. That's just my preference. It's the same thing, one horizontal, the other vertical. Okay? So I come back now, and then what do? I go in, Alt Tab. I go in, and I tweak. Okay? How do I tweak? I go to the same place here. Now go to define plant. Then you will see here, what do I do? Y. It copied Dallas and Dallas. You see that? Because it copied it from there. So I make all those changes, right, guys? Then I plug it on this side, and then I must change the address because it copied what? The address. So I change all this address. If I need another means of communication that is not written here, okay, I say other communications, and these are the other options that we have in the system. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay? So once I've done that, I've changed it, I'm done with my plans. Okay? The next thing that I do is what? I have defined my plan, so what do?
Assign it
to where?
To the company. No,
I created my plans.
To the company.
To the company code. So what? This is what? Definition, right, guys?
Right.
Close that up. This is assignment. Open it up. The same area that I was in definition. Logistics general. I come in there and I say assign plant to company code. Okay? So once I've done that, I hit execute here. 9 times out of 10, the system will already have done the assignment for you, but you need to verify that it's the right assignment. So you see here, my company code is what? US00. My plant is what? YYYY. It's already done the assignment for me.
Yeah, you kept it.
Okay? Now, if I need to change it to DEOO, what do? Take this assignment, delete it. It says what? I say yes, delete it. Okay? Delete it. Save it. Green arrow back out. I like to do that.
What you punched to delete again?
The delete button.
It's a little.
Okay? Assign here. Flag it. Delete it.
Oh,
that's yes.
Okay.
Okay? And then you come back in and put it in. Right, guys? So, we have done what? We have created the company, we have defined the company, right?
Yeah.
We have,
company code.
what should we call it?
Tweeted.
We have tweaked it, and now we have what?
Assigned.
We have assigned it to the what is it called?
Company.
To the company code. What is the business rationale behind a company code? You can only have one company code, what, per plant? But you can have many plants going to the company code. Right, guys? So what have we done? We have created the plant, right? We have assigned it to the company code. What is next? Storage location. Okay? This is where I like to show you the importance of what I like to call the hit list. Okay? This is my hit list, like a fine button. If I don't know where that string is in my configuration, all I need to do is come in here and I say to the system, storage location. So what the system does then is that anywhere that storage location is mentioned in this configuration string, it will pull it out. Your responsibility now is to find out which one is the one I'm trying to do. Okay? So if I go in and I hit enter here, okay, it will give me anywhere storage location is located in this system. Is it still there? Yeah. Okay? And once it does that, it gives you a list. Then you have, and then it gives you the area where that task is. It is left to you to try to figure out where you need to be. And that will only come by practice. Okay? So it is still doing that. I've opened up another session. So I'm going to open up another session. Going to SPRO. Hopefully it will not have stalled. Okay. So now we go back into enterprise structure. We now go to definition. Then we go to what? Materials management. Then we say maintain storage location. You see that? Once we've done the maintain storage location here, we put in the plant. Okay? PLT1 was my plant. Okay? This singular act does the assignment. That means that I don't have to go to the assignment tab to say assign storage location to plant. Okay? So once I've done that, it says for what plant, I put in the plant, I hit enter here. What happens? It will now give me the storage locations for that plant. So if I go in here, RM01, I double click it here, right? You see that it is RM01, storage location for that plant. Now, if I go in here and I say addresses, I come in here, new entries, okay, and I say R01, okay, because it goes from a 4-digit character field, preferably beginning with a 0 for the storage location, to a 3-digit character field to assign the address. Okay, so if I hit enter here, it populates it and says, what is the address? Okay, and I say here, US. I think that's the minimum field I need to fill. Okay, so I hit enter. It's done. Okay, and I save it. So let's go back. When you come in here and you say maintain storage location here, you click it here. Okay, once you put in the plant, you don't have to go to assignment. Because remember, what did I tell you? You must define before you assign. This is one area that does the definition and assignment in one area at the same time. Okay, so once I put in my plant here, I put in the plant number, I hit enter, it knows that to pick you have to tell it the storage location. All these ones are mine, the ones with the ones, because you cannot do a duplicate. Okay, so I said this here, open up the address box here, you have to open up the folder. I say new entries, because this is grayed out, I can't write anything here. So I said new entries here, okay, give it, I don't know why it's not taking it, R01, I hit enter, it gives me the address. Do you see that? It is not everywhere, in every area, in every business that they ask for an address. The last company that I worked in, all you needed to do was just put in the storage location number. They didn't need the address. I don't know what the business rationale was for behind that. So you do that for all the for all your storage locations. Okay? Once you've done that, you're done. Okay? Because if you go back, do you want to save changes? I say yes. Once you've done that, you're done. Because if you go to assignment here, in the same area, materials management, right guys, you will not see anything that says what? Assign storage location anywhere.
Okay.
Because the assignment is already done at the definition.
Maintain.
Okay, and the maintain. Now if I go back here, you see when I did the hit list, storage location hit list, you see that? That's what it pulled for me. Everything that has a storage, the word storage location in the string, it pulled it out. But you see what it did in area. That is the most important part for you because it says here reconstruct storage location, MRP areas, advanced planning optimization. That's not where we're in, right? That's APO. That's not what we're teaching. Okay? Then it goes here, shrinkage storage location, excise duty. That's not us. Okay? Then it goes here, create storage location automatically. Okay? It says inventory management and physical inventory. We're going to get there, but that's not where we are now.
Right.
Because we haven't even done purchasing, so we don't need to be doing inventory, right, guys? So let's go back. Let's keep looking. It says this one, define file storage location, loads management. That's not where we are. Okay? Here it says maintain storage location, materials management. That is where we are for this particular task. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. So, what have we done? We have created our plan assigned it to the company code, right, guys? We've created our storage location, and by the mere creation, we've done the assignment. So, what is the next thing to do? We need to now go to where? Definition again. We need to open up materials management here, and then go to maintain purchasing organization. If you look at this screen here, SPRO, right, guys, it has no transaction code. It has no transaction code. Are you looking at my cursor? My cursor is here. If you look here, so that validates the statement that I said that what? It is not every task that has a transaction code. So, but every one of them will have what? A menu tab. Okay? Because let me open up another session here. And let me go back to SPRO. SPRO. If I say OX09, OX09, that's I can actually, you know what? I can actually go from the front end and I say O as in octopus, X as in xylophone, 09, enter. It will take me to the back end. You see that? So any transaction that you see that begins with O, 9 times out of 10, it's config. So even though you can enter it in the front, right, it is still going to take you where? To the back end. Okay? So let's go back out and let's look at that, what you may call it again, purchasing organization. Okay? So what we did here was we created various purchasing organizations here. We named them where it makes sense to us, okay? This is company code. This is purchasing organization reference. This is for HOC sequence. This is purchasing organization plan. This is purchasing organization company code. This is purchasing organization reference. So these three here, right, are mine, okay? And I just created it and put it out there, okay? Then, when we do the meshing, is here. Green arrow back out, okay? Come to where? Assignment. Go to where? Materials management. Then we begin to pick it one at a time. Assign purchasing organization to company code. Open up that transaction. So my purchasing organization was what? US00. I assigned it here. to company code, because this is what the instruction says. Assign purchasing organization to company code. You see that?
Yeah.
I go back out. And then assign purchasing organization to plant. Open that one up. I say, position my cursor. What is my purchasing organization? I said it is P. P.
POTB.
PLT1.
T1. Yeah. Is that TB?
Was it POTA?
Mine is POTA. So you see, this is plant. You see that?
Okay.
So I said PO. No, mine is not P. Oh, I removed mine out because it was causing a lot of confusion. But you see here, PO4A, the purchasing organization is for plant, okay? And they assign their plant POT for their books are us. You see that? So if I say here PO, let me go back out and I say PO purchasing organization, PO what? 4A, okay? Plant is what? PLT1. PTO4. Okay, I hit enter. Okay, it should put me around that area where it should be. PL. Where is that? It should put me around this area. For some reason, it took me further up. Okay, but you can always disposition your cursor. You're telling the cursor to do the work for you by giving it the detail. Okay. So if you want to make a new, if you want to put anything here, you can say new entries, okay? Or you can take one of them, copy it, or change it. Remember, it is a one-to-one mapping. I can't have POTB, US00, no, I can't have POTB and PLT1 twice. The system will tell you, because, I mean, look at it, let's do this.
It's a database.
Duplicate.
If I say copy here, and I say POTB, you see, it's asking me to change something. You see that? So if I hit enter here, it's going to tell me target key must be different from source key.
It's a database, so that's pretty unique.
Okay? It has to be a unique number. Because we don't do what's it called, duplicates. Okay? So once I have done that, I say, this arrow says skip it. If I don't want to do anything, skip it. It'll allow me then to green arrow, get out of it. Okay? And I green arrow back. What I want to show you is this ref that I was trying to show you on the board. Okay? This reference, right? If I put in new entries, it looks like this. What is your purchasing organization? That's the one that is going to hook the plant specific, right, guys? That's the one you're going to put in there. Then what is your reference purchasing organization? The one that you have created as a reference is what you're going to put in there. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's what you told me Saturday. I was trying to assign to the purchasing organization, and you said that you define.
You have to. You have to define. That's why we define all of it, so we don't get confused. Okay? But then the process after that is the one that we're not going to use. We have to delete it because you don't want the system, the table to be full of stuff. Okay? So now I will put in my purchase reference here, and then I put in the purchase organization that I want to the thing to reference. It can either be my company code or my plan. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it has to be one of those, okay? Once we've done that, we've done it, we green arrow back out of there, we green arrow back out of there, we're done.
You have to save it every time.
You must, because to me, save means save to the tables. Okay? Because if you don't save to the tables, then you can't do anything with it. Okay? So once we're done, right? We're done. Okay? We are almost done. What is left to do? We just need to do what? We need to create the what? Purchasing groups. The individuals. That is not done in the enterprise structure area. Okay? It is done in where? Materials management here. Purchasing. Then we go to what? Create purchasing. We execute it here. You see it has no transaction. It's a menu tab. So this is where we now begin to put, you see, Wanda Washington, anybody wants to call her, that must be her real number. No, it doesn't. Okay, so you put in the name of the person, you put in the telephone number, you put in the fax number, you put in, if the telephone number has an extension, you put that in there, okay? You put in the email address and all that stuff. Does that make sense? Okay, once you've done that, you're done. You set up your organizational structure. Okay? Okay? Any question? What I am going to do now is I'm going to divvy up the access for you people to log in and enter. I'm going to give you from now to 8 o'clock, okay, to set up your stuff. Okay, the way it is written in the paper, because if you tell me, Mr. New, I don't understand, I'm not going to troubleshoot. I'm going to ask you, where is your to be? Let's look at the to be, because if I'm going to have to troubleshoot, I'm going to troubleshoot it on your time, not my time. Okay, so we are going to do this for like about an hour. Wenda and Shakira and David will help those people who need help. Okay? We're going to go around to help just to give you an opportunity to touch and feel the system. Like I said, we've done this 2 times. So people like Wenda and Shakira, this is like their 3rd time. What, sorry? So we will help you. Okay? So now, for you to get into this system, right, you have to go in, create new, okay, and then you follow this menu path, okay? This is your description. This is the service application server, instance number. Your system ID is 101. Once you've done that, finish. Once you finish, let me know so that I can give you access, okay? If you need help, holla. What is it? Yeah. Yeah.
For the system, where do we go? Where we go?
I'll go to new, and then put description, it'll
System,
copy.
system, how do you get
Oh,
there? System.
come on,
new?
come on, no. I mean, bring it down, you can put it down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, come on.
This?
Yeah. Just clock out of.
I don't need to sign in?
No. No.
Oh, new one.
You want that?
Source of sugar.
You can put across the street so that they can sign.
And then where do we go? Use the specify?
File that in, we should have it there.
Oh, gosh.
What is that, UWM?
Huffy dot. I can't see that.
UWM. What you gotta get out?
I'm telling you.
said 101, Miss Jimmy?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and yeah. So that's the one we're gonna use to go into SPRO.
Sorry.
And, this the one we're gonna be using now in study, Yeti?
Yes, because this has the configuration, and you can use your own data instead of using what's it called? What do you call it? The Dallas and all those things. You create your own, use your own, mock up your own mess.
Okay. What did I miss? Custom application server.
Yeah.
And this
Oh,
finish.
it's not letting me come on.
Check it out, it's coming out.
Okay.
What you read?
Just did finish.
See how I can check the application server name. Do you want to see the details? Double click on it. Well, it's not assigned then. Design it.
No, I would just let them pull it up so that I can open it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'm ready for my username.
Okay, well, I'm not ready, hold on.
Okay, well, I guess I need to get ready.
Yes,
Before we start, what's the final username?
yes, all right. Okay, so when did we stop in class? We did 3?
Yeah, I'm 3.
David, what are you?
4.
David, 4.
4.
Okay, you are Amanda, your user ID will be uppercase L EARN dash 005.
Okay, dash.
005. Ma'am, you at the back will be 006. You 007. 008. So everybody, uppercase L EARN dash 00, the number I gave you. Password, uppercase L EARN, uppercase PAS.
So my system
So
ID is.
L, uppercase P.
Mine, other A already.
Every other thing is lowercase.
PAS.
My system ID is.
PAL. Yeah.
And go to.
Dash.
Yes,
Because I'm on team.
so, alright, go back, test yourself. Right click on that one. Let's go to, yeah, let's go to properties. Husky, not her, it's Husky.
Oh.
Yeah, just change that and then it'll say some shit.
No, this is awesome.
Oh.
Client is still 101, right?
Yes.
But it's not in here.
No, you can. Yeah.
You in? Okay, good. You already changed your password?
His password.
So, capital letter B.
So the full-blown cost is this. Create your own plants, your own storage location, and your storage location, I just want raw, half, and first. There's no need to do the whole whatever, or whatever you have. And if we need to add more, I'll show you how to add more later on. Okay?
You want us to have
I want one raw, one half, one first, one trading if there's there. I want 2 vendors, 10001, 10004. Just like you created it in the news in the previous one. This is after you have what? Done your organizational structure. So the first thing you are going to do is what? Organizational, right, guys? Just like the book says. The first thing you are going to do is organizational structure. Okay? The next thing you are going to do is master data. Okay? And then the next thing you are going to do after that is transactional data. Now, what is transactional data? We're testing this functionality. I have created my organizational structure, right, guys? I have my plant and vendor. That's the absolute minimum we need to be able to do what? Transactional data, right, guys? After this transactional data, how are we going to test this? ME what? 21N. If it gives you a purchase order number with blankety, 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 blank, this is a 10-digit character field, it passes. If you are stopped anywhere along the road, it fails. Then if it says purchasing organization is not related to this, then you go back and try to figure it out. And then this number does not say it, then you go back and try and figure it out. That's the only way you will learn. Okay? So it's now less than 1 hour, and you have a lot of work to do. Okay? Because at 8:30, 15 minutes break, I'm starting. I didn't know it was going to be so dark. When I was coming, I was so scared. And because you know, in Africa, we put on our headlights, our cool lights. Okay? So who needs help? Is that dinner today?
Yes.
I don't understand why you only bring one time.
No, I got it from the vending machine.
They say these things are very bad for you.
I know, that's why I'm eating it.
They say it gives you some kind of
Hypertension, too much sodium.
Oh, we all can
Oh,
do it
my
at
God.
the same
Yeah,
time.
they can.
I think I've overtalked these people. You all can, because you are hitting the same table,
Yeah.
you all can't go in at the same time.
Yeah.
So what I would suggest is that you go in, do plant, do storage location, and get out. 5 minutes. Okay? After 5 minutes, if you don't get out, I'm going to go into
I'll watch you while you're doing it so I know what I'm doing.
I'm going to go into SE13 and
Well,
pull
no,
you
we're
out.
gonna
So
use you too.
do plant. Then when you finish it, you do plant. Okay? In the meantime, you go and set up your purchasing organization.
You need water. Those are spicy.
All right. No, so as long as we're not hitting the same table, so okay.
Well, it won't let me go to the logistics either.
I couldn't find it. Yeah, I couldn't find it. But I have this other document that I want to talk about. You start to set up your purchasing organization, just leave them out there. Okay?
Because we're not hitting the same.
We are not hitting the same table. You set up a purchasing group, just leave it out there. Okay, you take a break. Did you bring lunch? Dinner? Salad?
No salad today. And grapes. You need grapes?
This class is trade by barter. It depends on what you give me.
There you go. Okay, I need help.
Oh, just grapes like that?
Yeah.
Professor buys them like this.
Well, I want them stuff.
Yes.
Every time.
You don't mind if I put my fingers in there?
I'm still alive.
Tell me about it. I even have the 5-second rule. You can follow the Okay. Where are you? No, you are setting up your purchasing group.
Bring out those handouts that I gave you. Look at David, he's already working in DC. Yeah, get your handouts to help you.
No, no, thank you.
Except that big one.
And a mama.
That's transport, I'm not trying to do it, creating.
Data the word secure. So when y'all make yours, what did y'all name it?
Material management.
No, you name them what is in your hand. Yeah.
Have it all planned out.
Is there this one right there?
$10.
To work plan, this is where you go. Actually, what plan I sign copy, so that is going to be actually your plan. I did not. Take away that, maybe your plan. So it has to be, I'll put a new merit.
David, what is the next PFP class?
There's something that's on the
Somebody else already.
Yeah,
Who is busy? He got a lot.
Are you doing the purchasing organization?
That's what she told me.
Oh, she said purchasing group.
Yes, that person.
The guy that keeps it, he thought he was very, very good. Not me, but-
So now, Vicky, purchasing enemy.
Yes, so now,
Serious. This is and then the people is now using the work to have something like any zero.
okay, yeah.
Put any zero one.
Because you want that, put the address, put the top. You can copy.
So the description of it.
No. Hold on. That's what you plan.
Let's take it to one, or any other one. I think we have this. So you can use something for the game, like Nicholas.
I'm not ready to take it away. But, no. It still comes out. I'm not gonna do that. Stop. So, and then, I did.
All your information.
And you go to define topic, test plans.
Okay.
When you execute that one, and you copy and everything is good, you go to.
Have you finished?
You go to.
She's putting her address.
Next. This is when you do.
If I got a message. No. And then I do this, but then the way you are the money back, they put to different class, where you change. Okay. Or tweak, change it to my specific. And then I send it, right? Yes. So that's how plant and storage direction.
Everybody's got to wait.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
We're at the same time.
This is the last one.
Yeah, so I need to go to.
So you go to plants. Which
Let me
you
get
do.
off.
Are you okay? You so busy?
So that's what we do, right? We just have the person's organization number and then the description.
I want to
So
see.
you
I
are
want
like
to.
what?
I was thinking
The
of
purchasing organization. So we do this and then that's it. We don't have, and then the addresses is gonna be the purchasing group. Oh, wait, no, I have to assign.
So you do have something for this organization.
always hit the.
Yeah.
So when you have you defined your plans and everything?
No. Decided to.
She's done all of that.
But then
Somebody can
I
go
have to make a company.
Okay, you're next.
Oh, you going to, you doing your plan?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, let me get out.
Okay, now you got to show them all the materials.
I gotta wait till,
The company will
You
see
get
it.
over it. You can do it over it.
No, I'm picking it up. Yeah, I'm not going to US. That's standard.
Okay, now you're gonna create your wall, your alpha and we just need one plan, right? Yeah, just one plan.
Finish your organizational structure, but while you're waiting, like you said, you can go in and create a material. Because you just assign it to the plan. And you just create.
I made a purchase was signing
So what's the name of it?
DCOA.
What is your create?
that's what you did your person?
Yeah. I just did.
Because now you're gonna create. Okay, so on here, under your, what all do I need to change? This is mine. I need to change this, the name, then I'm copying, I'm putting.
What,
Because it's only one.
please, you guys, you have your sheet, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so what did you name it on the sheet?
I have the name, but I'm in the tweaking, so there's name one, name two.
Okay.
Which line items do I actually need to change?
You need to change everything.
Everything.
That is not your address. Okay, so you see that name one and name two? Once you put the name in there, you copy it onto name two, flag it on the left-hand side, and go to the address.
I can't do my purchasing organization until I do my plan.
Okay.
So we only change the address? So I chose my place, so I double click here, and that's what came there.
Go back out, yeah, go back out. Go back out again.
Yes.
Narrow it back out.
I'm defined.
Okay, so you already
You
did
said
your copy.
we, purchase organization, we keep it at US 00?
Okay, double click there.
You give it a new name.
Okay.
It is
I
like
have
what
to
You're gonna flag it.
No.
Don't double click, yeah. Now,
And on the road?
Is it purchasing group?
Right.
now
It's my
change
group.
your address information. That other one, I don't.
It's my organization, so you can
So
go to
on
the.
here, I change everything.
Yes, so you can change whatever your plan, whatever your company name is and all that.
She's almost.
Okay, and then you'll be next.
But you said don't have to do that 0, 0. No, keep it on the down here. That is all change the system.
Can I put that in there like that?
What about phone
Can I still
numbers?
put that?
Phone numbers?
You can just, if you want to put a phone number there, you can, just put a number, just,
I don't know.
yeah, you can put an email, because you want to be using, how you want to be notified or whatever, so it depends on how you want to be. You can make up an email, girl, just make up anything. Because it's just something that we associated with you.
So that's plan, one plan and one storage location.
Yeah. So if you're done out of that, you already saved it?
The description.
Did you save it?
Line specific.
Did you save it when you finished the address?
Oh, so you can see the
Enter.
description. And what else is
It's
USA?
over here.
That's
That's what the address, that's the address tab.
I did not go for the plans for people.
It's like the
USA. I just did it like that. Okay.
Did you change it?
Just a description. Yeah, I just put here. So does that say that?
Okay, that's the same, okay. And then you also say,
Okay.
Back out here, and you're done, so now you'll create your materials.
Well, I need to do my storage location, right?
You need to do your material. The materials you can back out and start doing, creating materials.
We don't
Have you done all the configuration already?
Do we do a plan and a storage location?
You have to do a storage location. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You have to create
Oh,
a storage, do the storage locations for
Because you have to
these
start-
materials. Raw, out, front, okay? Now, if you can't get into the system, then you can go ahead and create your materials. Or you need to create the storage location, you need to create the purchasing organization, don't create any purchasing groups anymore. We already have enough in this.
So I'm gonna define, and I have not, and I put me down. And stuff like that. Okay,
Because never is going to assign it for you and the
She said do the storage. I know that.
The storage, okay, let's go. Let's go find.
Hold on. Where are you going to, what are you doing?
I created just the plan.
Okay,
So do I now create a storage location?
yes, going to, where do you go to? You go to definition, right?
Definitions there.
Here,
You already did definition, it's already pulled down here. So now your next part.
but this is.
Materials management.
No, look on the arrow right here.
That's the documentation.
Okay,
are you
Now, what are you maintaining storage location on here? Execute.
What is your plan? Do you plan to
What
do
do you
it?
plan, what do you plan to use?
Okay, so put that on.
Hit enter.
Okay, that's it. Okay.
Okay.
Name it some, is that your house material?
Yeah, then it's flag first.
And then I will put the plan. Put the plan, house, and then.
Oh, it came out.
Double click. Okay. Now.
So you know, just looking at the description that belongs to us.
Click on
Okay, can I suggest something to you guys? When you guys are creating your material, put the name, the material type in the description and your plans. So, if you are creating a raw material, put in the description,
I create them or what?
if you are creating a raw material in the description, put ROHPLC,
Okay.
whatever. So you know that this material is for this plant. Okay, so you're not looking for it all over the place. Okay, this is my plant PLT1.
Fill that in.
So just put
So
our plant.
yes, then you put HAL
Go to the next one. Okay, so that's the minimum.
PLC2.
And it's US?
Yes.
First,
Double click on it.
PLC.
Okay.
And then when you're picking your vendors, I would just say
Okay.
B.
Okay, then
And then you go right back out.
I thought this was y'all. I thought this was.
Yes. She said the raw materials are like this, and then there.
It is.
You
0001
need to flag
and
it.
0004.
Always flag the one you're gonna start because it don't. So flag it, you need flag and it's checked here. All that's flag. Go to the next read.
Easy.
The 3 digits.
No.
Go back. In here, it's double click the address. So that's what we want to do.
Oh, yeah, he's not. I'm not doing new. He wasn't married.
Let me see. I can't see from up. I'm sorry. What are you doing? Storage location?
Yes.
Okay. Get out of there.
Yeah.
Okay. Maintain, double click it. Is that your plan? Okay, hit enter. Okay. Now, which one did you do?
I did this.
You can't do that because that's already in the system. It will not allow you to do a duplicate. Okay? So,
Okay.
let me try.
I can't
Finish
knock
it.
it out.
Girl, you can finish it.
Yeah, I thought I had.
FG00 is already belongs to a plant. So you can't do this. So you can do this. Go out of here. Take this. Take this. Copy. Okay. What is your
Nine. I gave it the 9, the 3-digit thing.
no. What is this number? What is this finished goods? What is your plant number?
CM9.
Okay, so let's do FG9M. Okay, enter. So that's your finished good. Okay, copy your. Okay, copy your. Because I'm copying from. Okay, so let's flag this here now. Go to the addresses. That's why you gave it this. So now flag this here and go to the, and that's why you put the address. And then
US.
so hit the space bar, hit enter. Okay. Now green arrow back out. We've done FG, finished goods, right? We now need to do raw material. So I can say new entries here. RM9, what was the other one? RM, what did we put for your plants? 9M, okay? So, tab it, what is this? Raw. No, you just put raw materials where the storage location is located. You hit enter. Okay. Save it. Okay. So now you now have for this material. You see your finished good is FG that. This is your raw material. So you come in here, open up the thing. Okay. Okay. New entries. So you say R.
That's why I didn't ask you for.
M9 because it's a 3-digit thing for the address. Once you hit enter, that's it. So you do yes, enter. Okay, okay. So now you've done your raw, you've done your finished, which is your product. You need to do what else is there? Semi-finished. You see that semi-finished? So you do the same thing. SF9M, new entries, or you can take this and then you copy, change it SF From here, you can do the
9M,
okay? Enter, semi-finished, it's copied, you see that? Okay, flag it here, open it up and put the address. And do the same thing with the others. David, Robert, how is it going?
It's all right.
Have you finished your configuration? What have you said? You just done your plan? Have you done your config? You just did the plans?
Yes.
Did you do the, no, let her finish one thing so she doesn't say that. Did you do the, assign the plans to the company code? No, okay. You see, you're going to, I can see a lot of problems coming up. You know why? Because you are going to, you're jumping from one thing to the other. So finish this first. Do your 3 plans, your 4 materials, and your 3 vendors. And then by the time you finish, they would have come out of this thing. So that you can, you need to hook up all those missing parts. You just created a plan. You can't do anything with that. Okay? You can't do anything with that. This is the code that holds this. So it is not your Jama.
So you gotta go back into the SPR.
Is trading here or is that miscellaneous?
So for you to see your executives, so your plan P1067 is it? So this is just for you to confirm.
Right, then I did it right.
Okay, so you can close what? Or you do it
Right.
Okay. So this is now. So you go back to.
Did you change the name of the
I think we
miscellaneous as
have
well?
one.
No, no, thank you.
Okay, so you save the compound you save that already today. So we, okay, so we've done this, we've done this. So that is good. So please. So after the final, even if you want to double check, you can go to the sign the patient and you see where your plant is. You don't need that information.
No.
Yes.
Okay, then y'all back. Oh, y'all learned a lot the other day, huh? So I did mine.
Yeah, this is
I might do
what
mine.
she did.
Yeah, that's why I'm still confused.
This is mine, this is mine.
This is your plan.
This is my plan. These are my, my
Okay, when you
plans. These
click
are my,
here, okay, when you click here, you double click on the address. So you will notice, once your address is open here, address comes as okay. So this is where you put in your 3 digits. Yeah, so you want this grade or you click here, then you go to address. New entries. So this is where it is.
Okay.
So remember,
which one?
which one did you pick? This is MI. So MI is for what?
No, no, I said.
trading.
MI
It's miscellaneous.
MI is trading code. Is it confirmed? Yeah, maybe it is trading.
It's trading.
MI what? MI 9? Okay, then you plug it in. Then address. Go here. So MI 9, you fill in everything, and check state.
I just want to do that.
Actually, your phone is different.
Okay.
So we need to go back out of that.
Okay, so
Yeah,
this is the.
And then,
No, it's time. Thank you, company already.
we've already done this. So go back to definition. So this is general. So So your plan, what have you done now?
This training from,
Okay.
semi, so they're on their own.
Okay.
It's not considered address. How do I go back to that? I'm using that 3 digit code.
Okay, so I don't know which one it is, so you have to go back and see which one that is your 9M. I think you did that one.
It's one that I did.
Okay, so try the, trading. Try the trading. She's doing trading.
I did that.
So I'm putting that one, try your trading. That doesn't sound like that. You create the raw program, plug it in, addresses.
Okay, so this one.
Okay,
I can do
that's it.
That's cool.
Okay, now go to the address, the envelope. The envelope.
So you go to.
Can I go in and change it, or is it better just to delete it and make it new?
So that has an address.
So what
Just
if I
keep
already
going,
made
you know
like
why?
storage
Because once
locations
you
for it, do I
make
have
the
to
error,
do
you will
those
see
too?
further up somewhere. So now you've done the plan tree. Did you assign your plan to
So
the
I gotta
company
go
code?
from,
What is the name of this, what is that handout that I gave you? You have to go by the handout, okay? Don't just try to remember what I said. I gave you a handout, 3 pages, 3 different handouts. Take that and go one by one by one. Okay? That will help you. Okay? Because you're trying to remember everything. What is, let me see the handout. It says configuration phase 2 procurement. How can you do this? No, not that one. Configuration.
Is it the thick one or the thin one?
Oh gosh, now you want me to be specific. Come on, Joe.
Can you just?
Can I just do it for you? I know that's this is it here. So now storage location. Okay. Then
What it says for my name, I put my business name.
okay.
Assign, I need to assign my storage location.
You've already done the assignment by calling the plants. Remember? So now, have you assigned your plants to the company code?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Is someone in plans right now?
I am, I'm sorry.
That's all right, I'm just.
I'll figure it out. Okay. Now it's time for the time.
So that's it. So take that off your list. It's done. You didn't do it. The system just automatically defaulted it in. So if it's wrong, then you can delete it. But if it's right, then you leave it. Okay. Yeah, that's the company code US00. Okay, now. So then what? Are you telling me? Did you do the plan? Did you do the storage location? No. No, that's the plan. What's your storage location? It's your zero. Okay. So you go to definition, then you go to materials management, then you go to maintain storage location. Have you done this? What is the name of your plant? So put that. Enter. Okay. Now you need to create your storage location. All right. So this finish goods. This is what raw material. This is semi-finished. Okay.
Yes, yeah, you can, yes.
So now we're going to copy. Okay.
So your company code and.
So for finish goods now, what is your what is your plan? So what's your plan number? So do you want to say M05?
So I have.
05 in there?
You don't roll my.
Okay.
So your address is open.
So name all of them 05.
Because
Then the other one is 05.
So now I'm gonna
That's good. Like those four, you see what we're doing, we're changing. So, yes, no, the hundreds. Yeah. No, it ends up SF7. So you copy three, and you name them,
I
right?
remember that little.
Right? So now.
Vendors, I have not created
Okay,
vendors.
so vendor is normal way we do vendors. Because you want to do the address, right?
We don't do vendors
So I
for
say,
the corporation.
okay. So are you through with the storage location? You can't do anything in here. This is where you maintain the other day.
I did the.
So
raw
parts trading. F1, F05, because it's a 3D character.
Did you double check if
So
everything is correct?
F05. You know what I'm saying?
You know why I'm asking? You know why? You know why I'm asking? Where is this small girl?
Because we have to see it in the back. We need to go see if it's there.
Because you know you want to create your vendor, your material, it will have to for storage location. And the normal one we use in the translation is
Because of time, we're just gonna.
But that has already been
just
configured for this time. So if you do not save it, you won't see your storage location if you want to create your material.
Excellent.
So let's see.
So you're done.
There.
You say the number. Now green arrow back out. Green arrow back
I
out.
need to.
Pick the next one.
Clear all
Now,
that.
pick the address. Okay, go to new entry because this is red. So this particular is what? RM05. So R05. Okay, then put this on there. You see the address on
Remember we
there.
did the L,
Okay.
so we had, remember where
Green
you
arrow
go,
back.
see that, excellent, that was in there.
Okay, so which one do you
Okay.
want?
Save it.
I mean, not to see it, but then we created it.
Okay.
Need.
Green arrow back.
Okay.
Green arrow back because you're trying to get to the last one and you finish yours. Okay, open up.
Okay.
Double click. Okay. So what I tell you, so it's grayed out, you can't do anything, so you don't do new entry. Okay, so now you say X.
So your storage location.
No,
No,
she
so
don't.
check your storage location.
Okay. With the various.
Your material.
Your material management, then you maintain storage.
Okay.
And then it's here. So
Okay.
this is your plan.
You now back out.
It's already.
You now
And
back
then
out.
bring it up.
You now back out.
So you have this.
You're done.
On it.
Okay. Now which one did you do? Trading. Do you have trading?
Yes, it's one of them that I don't.
There, see, it's there.
And there's no trading there.
There.
Trading no file.
There.
So now
I
we're
want
going
to
to
see if the address is saved.
First of all,
Yes.
you know what?
Do I go back?
First of all,
Then click on the address.
okay, how,
You didn't
okay.
create
So
it.
now,
anything.
well, entry,
She just said do the URL.
8805.
You need to fill in all of that information for,
Yeah, I just did the URL.
Yeah, for yours, so that it can be in line with the other one.
yeah, you need to put in the full information.
So it can be in line with the other materials, right? So now put in what is that? Tab, so we have to have.
Okay. And
Put the
then
description.
one of the company name. Oh, gosh.
This is my good person here.
No, what is site, Howard? Howard is trading goods, right?
Okay,
So
check if the
trading
address
goods.
is there for this. How do you do it?
Okay, hit enter. Okay, flag it. Go to the address, double click it, double. Okay,
So you can with the full material type.
I thought that you say, so they just like to see.
That's this is, okay. So we got that one.
Don't leave. Okay.
Okay, cool, that's fine, you've done your storage location, right?
Phone number.
Okay, so what have we done now? You've done your plan, right?
Okay, just email.
You assigned it to the company code, right? So
That's
you've
why
done
you
your
have
plan.
the phone number, if you
You've
want
done
to call it.
this. Assigned it to the
But if they
company
can't
code,
use
right?
it,
You've done the storage location, the address, the location, and everything, that's done. So now what's next? No, what we have to do is the organizational structure. That's so your organization.
No. I think the docs, that's going off, so don't put no docs.
Which way you want to do it?
Yeah, that's not going off.
So now go back. Exactly.
No, remember, I
So now
did
go
it
back.
first before I
Now
did
go
my
back
plan.
out.
Okay, so
save to your add, narrow back out. Narrow back out. Okay, now, they take purchasing organization. Click that, okay? So now, say, new entry.
Okay, you're saying that.
So what is purchasing organization number? So book it. You want to say P005? Okay, so say P005 purchasing organization. And say class specific. So that's what we're going to pick up at, right?
But you need to check to see if all of them.
Yes, I do, but I didn't put it.
Are we making, how many purchasing groups? The one for each, purchase order?
No purchasing groups. No, I don't want no more purchasing groups.
Okay,
That's
never
what
mind.
is already in there already.
Just get it.
So no, put the description. Finance specific. So you know. Okay. No. Exactly. Specific description.
The reference.
Yeah. Okay. So here I go. So you got that. Say it. Oh, no.
I can.
Okay. Now bring one back up.
I would make up some numbers. I don't even know.
I have to do right
As
here.
long as I can remember mine.
We'll find out.
Is that right?
Okay.
Got that, text.
Okay, mine is red.
Something missing here.
Like another purchasing organization.
You don't have to add the names. You don't have to add the name of it. But it has to be area.
No.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe
No. This is street bill.
And we'll find out. Let's go back up.
Street.
Oh, I see.
Now, where do you go? You go to assignments,
So
right?
that's just pretty
So
much
you
saying
want
on
to
reference
assign
this one for.
purchasing
Organization.
class. That's what we're doing, right?
How we do it?
Now.
She definitely me.
Yeah, she good. That's why I call her to help me
I
with
should have
stuff.
been here when did y'all learn all this Saturday.
Friday and Saturday.
Existing purchasing.
We have to get it. And then
Yeah.
it didn't pay when we did it.
Yeah,
It
was-
does.
did.
Mhm. Because it goes.
Especially when you got a chance to work on the system.
Mhm.
Look around.
Mhm. And once I got.
But it's all right, when I get home,
Yes.
I'm off tomorrow, I'm so glad. I get a chance in the morning to go through
And,
it.
yeah,
Now I could go through it.
yeah.
Because you can do this at home, right?
Oh, yeah. Because you can map it.
You've done your material.
When you go through it,
Pass going like you did with the
Yeah.
paper.
No one. You learn.
So if you have to.
And then you got to
That's
do it.
005,
Your password. You in.
So now I'm gonna say my last
Okay.
extra. I wanna do it just by myself.
She wants you to do all this before.
Okay.
I mean, I'm doing it. Most of it.
good? Okay.
I just wanna do one by,
Okay.
Now, have you
This
done
your storage
material?
location you rated?
One material, 1 hour.
But this
every
is
money is
all that.
7. Okay, now do the vendors. And once you've done the vendors, then do transaction code NP21N. Okay.
No, that don't mean nothing. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
So choose it.
But I have two or three of them for giving my material.
Yeah, you know, okay, you have one part, so you choose related to the material type. Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
Okay, I don't wanted to use this.
That's the one that doesn't have it.
Oh, no.
Nothing came up.
So you include,
Now I have
This
two.
one right
I
here.
have, I said, one,
Yes.
I have a wall.
There's somebody else.
And I have.
you didn't do parts.
This is mine with a
Okay.
I
nine.
think parts is finished.
Double click
You did it.
on that.
So it should be, yeah, that's finished.
You don't need to do that. You got it. Great. Now.
It's semi-finished, right?
So you can put S09.
So give your material a name. Express.
You want something new like that?
Okay, so now put your company code. So you give it the Gusto.
So I did it that one. I made it. I just did it into the address, but then I found the address after I did it and created it again. But
No, that's the name.
so I got these two
All
plans.
the Gusto.
Title purchasing organizations. Their with the company code plans and then the reference.
Okay, and put your
Rules,
account.
You put it in
positions,
different
and then
location
trying
on
to
it.
figure out
Like
their
0001.
So material.
However you want to put it.
This is.
to each of the plans.
You have to show what you did.
Make sure.
So now,
On the
put the
bottom.
address.
Yes.
Okay.
No, put the address. Yeah. Your part is what?
So that when you get ready to assign, it already exists.
8005.
I gotta assign the plans to the.
I'm saying 8005.
First time.
So 8005. I'm thinking on enter 8005 DEN. Okay. So you know that that's going to be your vendor, right? But you see, if you make it like this, right, you have to know that when you are doing anything over there, you have to say, so now you don't have to copy it to get out of there. No.
Way out, way out.
Okay.
You can't do so. Oh, we can totally get out of this, because somebody just going to be going into. There we go. Now, you can do the slashing and whatever.
Okay.
But you
Now,
Okay, I gotta assign the plans to the 000 before I can do
name
it.
of the vendor.
Is the high, right? So when you go down, you have to create everything like that.
So,
Then when you get to assign,
your
you
search
can.
term.
Now, what are you gonna do?
Make
Make sure you put it, like, write it down.
See.
Because you're gonna need two vendors, you're gonna need two vendors, one's gonna be with.
So I assign my purchasing organizations, because I don't think I haven't assigned my plans yet. But when you make your storage locations, it automatically assigns to that plan because it's
I always try to put my vendor wherever. What I'm doing.
But I did, that's why she.
Your recon.
Yes, regular vendors.
That's when she
and then
pushed
the other
over.
one is, party invoice.
Step by step.
Invoice party.
And then-
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you'll be using your company, USS.
No, go back.
I don't think so.
No.
What is your
When I
company?
put the payment center this time.
Your company code? Your company code?
We have to say.
You have to say.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, so you haven't created a company code. So I need to assign.
Yeah, when I checked it, it wasn't in there.
Now hit
Yeah,
enter.
but it is now.
Then you just have one thing as well to say, put on agency that is going on, because some of you don't,
To a company.
check it, have to put everything on. If you don't understand, ask me. I mean,
Is that where it's done?
when I get the purchase order, I must have, be able to, get it. So that when the person sends me the invoice, I can say, okay, what did I order?
Whatever.
What is the
Mine,
So you don't even.
What is the invoice?
You know your storage condition.
So if that's the same and it's correct, then the invoice will, I will pay. Okay, so that looks receipt based invoice, yes. Okay, so now hit adjourn.
That's what I'm doing now.
Save it. So now, that single vendor, okay, so you have vendor 8005 created for purchasing organization P405, okay? Let's test this as a single if you want it. So do the N21. So your class is what? So you want, you are in a tab. So what you do \N, okay? MP 21 for enter. Okay. So now put in your vendor that you just created.
right here.
Are you on it?
Put in the vendor you just created.
So, what?
Okay,
Enter,
enter.
enter.
It pulls in the vendor, you see that? Okay,
There.
okay.
So you change
Put in your purchasing
the
organization. I
did finish raw and now I'm doing
Finish, or have you done semi-finished? Okay,
Put in your purchasing group. You can just pick anyone because it's really short. I'm not at any more.
so, maybe that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Put in your
So, okay, what are
purchasing
you trying to do then?
we want to sign up to
Okay, so
Here we go.
now go to item overview.
logistics change. I didn't see that.
Okay, it says this is wrong. You remember it says payment by installment, so it's saying it's wrong. So, okay, it won't take it. So what do we do? You go back and change the payment term, the vendor master record, so you can do this. Go to, yeah, vendor,
There it is.
okay, vendor, display change, okay, this
There
enter.
you go, there you go, logistic general. I have two things. There you go.
So this payment term is what it's laughing at. So
Okay.
say here, where is it
Here.
here? Installment, so pick something that makes sense. Now hit enter.
Go to the,
Okay.
unplug it.
Yes.
It wasn't just right there. Now.
So now
No
it-
complicated words.
okay, say okay.
Now,
Okay,
what is
so
it?
now go to the organizational, go to the item overview.
So your plan is what?
What is the
No,
material?
no,
you
no,
just
What are
need?
your plans? You already have your plan.
Something 09, what is the plan?
Oh my, the number.
Yeah.
16.
Say here what? Okay, you say it.
Okay, what is your plan?
Now,
No, this is plan.
you got it in the name.
805.
There you go.
What is your quantity?
Now,
So
name
save,
it.
when you save, no, it will be
PO quantity, this is a, you're making an order. How many do you want?
We've done it already.
No, wait.
So you're,
That's your PO quantity. there. Put in the PO quantity.
so remember that, sorry.
Put in the PO quantity. Hit enter.
See, it's already has time.
Okay,
I
material.
didn't do anything.
By
Yeah, don't
purchasing.
do anything.
So this material doesn't,
Yeah,
oh, I think what
automatically.
we made a mistake.
Yeah.
So
So
you define.
what it's
when
saying
you
is that
assign.
it doesn't have to purchase.
You know, the first thing you did was you copied, after you copied, you went to.
Because when we
the
went
first
in
step,
here,
where you
you
tweak
know, the
everything.
drop down.
So automatically it
So,
did
let's
the
do this.
assignment for you.
Let's go
So
back.
it's already there.
Go to
Oh,
X
okay.
eight zero
Okay,
two.
now go to the next.
X eight zero two.
The first thing you did.
Hit enter.
Enterprise. I didn't finish everything on definition.
No, flag it here, flag it
Okay.
here.
I didn't finish everything. Now
Yeah.
you're on assignment. You finish everything, you're on assignment. So that was
Yeah. Okay, hit enter.
Now,
Hit enter.
we've done everything on storage.
And just stop it, ignore the cover for you. We're trying to make the purchasing as a materials management, right? No, that's not what you done. When you initially did the vendor, you did it well. But when you put in that 009, and we went to try to change it, you notice it didn't give us that much.
Okay, what is your plan?
It changed it, yes, so now we're going to transition.
No, yeah.
So I don't see that now.
No, so exactly.
Nope, they're not there.
Exactly.
You have not. You have not us.
Good.
You have not.
Enter.
Now,
You can click any one of it, or you go to your interest.
oh, I can copy.
Yeah, you can copy.
Okay, now go back to your purchase order.
Anyone you need to flag.
No. Yeah. Now, say, okay, X out of it, get out of it, X out. So we now got this. Do you want to say this?
What is your?
Okay, so now go back
Yeah.
to ME 2110.
Yeah.
Enter. Okay. So now this is that vendor again.
Yeah,
just
just
basically.
you can see this one is, I think this is your plan.
Yes, okay. Now go to the organizational data tab.
Poland.
Colorman plant or.
Organizational, okay.
Whatever.
Okay, so enter this your plan.
You know that.
Now I'm right here.
Have you done your vendor?
Purchase group.
Yeah.
Pick every vendor before.
Yes.
Some people, so,
Purchase order.
go to material.
But
So your column
if
that.
it's a plan.
Yes,
or the
yes.
purchase organization.
I mean,
You can put it as purchase order.
What's your plan? What's your plan?
so the first thing you get is, okay, first of all,
That's fine.
now any kind of vendor, you can kind of vendor, so to kind of give you a description.
What is this vendor account?
Vendor
Vendor.
001.
This is 001 vendor. This is 001 vendor.
Robert, what is the transaction code to see a vendor account? Is it MK07 or what?
What do you mean by that?
I want to see the vendor account for the vendor that I just created.
One
How many
moment.
entries you have?
Go logistics.
No, that handout that I gave you.
Oh, it's like,
Is it XK07?
Ready for vendors now?
It's XK07.
Yeah, you already did your,
So we got purchase order, we got.
okay,
We got plant.
Found it.
okay, now so it's now for
And the organization structure is done.
Okay.
And so now I need vendors.
But
right?
this is not found. I didn't know your material. Did you notice that was the material on that?
Yes, well,
Did you edit that?
I just know, I just have a great day.
Oh.
It means no.
Oh, I got to put my.
It
Now it's No, the one you created. MM01. Another one, MM01.
It's
Oh,
gonna
I
give
haven't
you
done
that.
it.
You don't use that in the CRO. That's a regular. Cause it's gonna give that long number, what it's gonna be that.
No, that's my one. Okay, so now I need to do.
Remember we had.
Okay,
Yeah, material.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah, creating for you.
So, basically, you have to give basic data on the memory and all that, but you have not done it properly. So that's what I'm saying. So let's go out of here. So let's say, open up another session. What is it? Okay. MM01.
Yeah.
No,
it's
that's
not-
what. Okay. Copy from 16.
Okay.
Copy from 16.
Thank you.
Okay. Enter. So your class is what? See here. What's the name of the class? See, okay.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Organization order, play nature.
Finish.
Okay, so now basic data what? Basic data is in here, purchasing. Okay. Purchasing general this.
There we go.
There, yeah.
Accounting tab one.
Yeah.
Hit enter. Copy
There,
from.
there's your material number, right?
What is your
there.
plan? Keep the space bar, right?
Yeah, you need, because you need,
Over, so you put all the information
yeah,
there.
because she does put all your.
Copy to 85. Okay. Finished.
And this is my.
Okay.
Enter word.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. 'cause
So
you
now-
know what that is.
It has the purchasing, this.
And,
Then you gotta name it.
Oh, I just want to, yeah.
And then just
If
one.
you can't skip that, then you still gotta check to be.
Okay. Enter. Okay. Fill material. This is the raw material, right?
You can give it a name here.
Purchasing.
Yeah.
This is CM.
Oh. I don't.
Okay, enter.
Oh. Can I go back?
Okay. Okay. So
So
now let's
I
go
go
back.
back.
Yeah, we want to have. Go here.
This arrow.
Yeah.
Go back.
Copy there.
We
narrow back.
I think that's it.
No.
No.
Now, empty.
We are in plan storage.
21.
Oh.
Go back.
It seems to be a tab.
To save your password.
So, vendor, get your space, copy it up.
Basic data.
But you can organization,
Yeah, and on top?
No. Hit enter. Hit your enter.
I don't do anything on. Then your plan storage, everything.
But do it.
No, just face off here. Get up there. Right, get your ear.
And why do I take that? But can it just make it that much faster? I like to just do it.
Okay.
And a door.
Go ahead.
Nice one. You can do that for me. So you learn from your mistakes, right?
You can
So now say this. You know, give you a feel.
I mean,
That's the testing.
okay, I'll do it.
Okay, cool.
It works for me to do that. So your foundation class is 7-9 because it's finish. Yeah. And then your start is $200. And yeah.
Oh, no, for the purposes of this class, it's almost the same thing. Now, if it's not the same thing, we'll find out further down the road, okay? So like the essence of it, so that means that everything you set up in your organizational data, everything you set up in the master data is working. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because you are able to take a bunch of order. Now create your vendor 0004 so that we can see how that works for later on. Anybody need help?
I'm getting it after I missed it, yeah.
She missed it too, so she's gotten it now. In her sleep, you can wake her up. Huh?
Once they understand the hierarchy, they know. You got to top to bottom and bottom to top.
Okay, yeah, this is what we did on Saturday, yes.
I'm going another one.
Okay. Robert, are you okay?
I'm doing wrong.
What have you done?
I created my materials, my organizational structures, now I'm making the vendor.
Okay. When you make the vendor, then take one vendor and test it.
Okay.
Okay? And this is, and I'll explain what David was trying to give to you here. Hold on to it, David. Hold on.
Yes, but he's still putting out 0-1.
Yeah, the first.
He's done 0-1. Okay, that was the first one, and the second one you are creating.
Yeah, but I come out.
The one that I created.
If you go in there and look for this, you'll find me in the thing.
Yeah, that's vendor 0-0.
Wait a minute. I haven't done, she said don't need purchasing.
So, yeah.
Do I just put something in because I can't?
Yes.
Put that in.
Okay, when I.
Yeah.
You guys, you are missing your break. Is your drink upside down?
It's that kind of a day.
I know that's right.
Your foundation classes was for raw material 3,000.
No, get out.
No,
No, get out of there. No. Validation.
The first one, foundation class.
Remember that one?
Okay.
What was I in? I was in validation.
Oh, this,
Okay.
okay. So enter.
Yeah,
What a price.
I
Price.
did.
No, this is accounting.
Okay.
I did put a price.
So 20 rated for raw. So
And
we
then,
now have parts, that is the finished good, we done that, we done raw, trading, and semi-finish. No. Okay, that's good.
that's right.
Profit and.
Oh, it's for your thing. Oh, then you're probably saying like.
But she just left.
Oh,
She could have been
yeah.
creating it. I planted. Be careful. I did it. Oh, half finished, semi-finished.
We found 3,000.
Each material. That is
Business, number 6.
here.
So this name, is that what you guys said?
We already copy pasted.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, right? Each is,
Check it.
Yeah.
and, yeah.
So then the one is there. So the class. So Tammy's into one end. So that's everything.
Cause I was trying to go finish it out my room.
But there's an organization.
Yeah. Why is it not showing? Yes. Why is it not showing? Did I,
It was in the place of the purchase order.
for that? So, something I missed then, because it should be showing like,
This is the what it's, it's.
What I use?
So you need to do just a new vendor, because you already did the trading.
I did raw and I did finished goods, and this is supposed to be, semi.
Backslash. Okay, this is the
And
field.
semi.
So put in your vendor, look at the vendor is.
But it's not there.
Okay.
Just get it right. Can I just?
Okay.
No, I can't change the purchasing organization.
You can
once I
change
send
it. Why? It's possible, so simple.
Yeah.
Okay, and then one. Sorry.
No.
You don't want to use it.
Oh, cause that one,
Oh, well, you know what?
it's not matched up.
Yeah, that is why we are doing the vendor again. The error message was the PO was not completed for this
Yeah, we are. Yeah, memo one.
What you trying to do?
Create them too?
Yeah, memo one.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember like that.
I think I
gotta go.
Test it.
I think I put it,
So you need to go back.
I think I did a plus on there. Fat fingers. There we go. And it's trading good, so I guess that was right there.
So if I change it,
Yeah, it didn't.
And I did finish good.
Oh, you don't need any
I did same, 10.
So where you want?
I thought I remembered that to be something else. My plant is here.
So put in your material what?
Storage location.
For your PO,
Trade.
quantity, any quantity. 1, 2, 3. Your net price, 60, 70.
Each material group.
Yeah, heading number.
Okay,
your plan.
crazy.
That's not the
Purchasing group.
Let the system tell you.
If I'm, and if I'm wrong.
It'll tell you what you want.
So what
The
is
system will
it?
tell you.
Now this is all the this is it.
I love that one.
I know, you got some fat fingers.
Yeah, I know.
So
So
when you
this one
create
is,
your
was right.
plan,
Okay.
kit.
And B,
And
the
decoration.
price 50.
You understand?
There we go.
That is where you go to.
That's why, that's,
Look, 30.
Okay, I think it's good now. First internet. And the delivery business.
And then, semi-finished?
Okay.
No. AJW. What is called assisted development, and so your assisted development is considered organization and possible for plans.
Yeah, I gotta go back.
So, allow that notice.
Oh, no worries. I didn't worry.
Are you done? You started making? Really?
Yeah, once you get in, you know.
Well, it does make sense, but I like to go.
No, yeah, take your time. When we, tomorrow.
Semi-finished.
You'll do.
Where is it? You had it? Semi-finished. Why do I have to? Why is it two? No, we're not. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, so that, and then I'm gonna take the data.
It'll tell you what you need, so.
That's what I'm saying, that you need to warn.
Or
And then my people is.
How far is everybody gone? Is everybody okay?
I'm, at the ME21 end, so see I just have to go fix something.
Oh, okay.
Where I didn't hook one of my, I'm having a plan issue.
I need to scale one.
You finished, right? Have you got your 004 vendor?
Okay, so
Okay, awesome.
scale one.
Oh, I gotta use that. Nobody wrong.
oh,
To communicate with the vendor.
That electronic data interface, yeah.
Environmental.
Okay.
Uses all those,
Don't need that.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with invoices.
Alright.
Especially with invoices. Yeah.
I need to do that. And they're general, right?
What is school allowing you to do? Just
Are you
There's a lot of them doing it.
Oh, search.
What? Line 7? Okay, so.
Are we putting anything here, Gwenda? On the control?
No. What's the system tell you? Okay.
It was all. I mean,
But did you put something in? That's 8,000. Yeah.
Payment terms.
Never really was copy. Okay. That was just fine. Pricing.
Yes.
It's only built to come up. Everything
Yes.
That's it.
I did, but it's gonna change, but you just changed it.
No.
I mean, it's changing.
You need to flag it.
Why? It's gonna change my other one.
And then, you said it is US 02. So probably we made a mistake because the one we were choosing is US00.
Oh.
Should I go back?
Probably
there is a mistake. No, this is your purchasing group the one you created. But probably when we were doing the linking or configuration, the assignment rather, we did US00. We didn't take very well, yes. So your plan here is PL7.
Yes. Change the count.
So when you press enter, and let's see.
The same thing again.
This is the one we're saying, you have 00 for the same price. Did you get it? Yes, I did. So it will be you have 02 for the same price. So we are having this instead of this. So you just say, so, that's another one. This is where this is and this is the oh, we should have known it. I'll send it out to him. Yeah, I need to just go and do those. So I need to leave.
Signature.
It doesn't take much to set up the EDI, right? It's not much.
If we don't make it there, then that's the one. And multiple flag, get rid of this. I should give you this.
So did you take it, good receipt on it? Okay.
And no, thanks.
And say that. It's saying, yes, sir.
That's my zero.
No, you already gave you the name.
This is not it.
So distinguish which one this is gonna be. The 04. And the other one is the.
This is 7.
Yeah.
Why is it GL again?
21.
Yes,
So you
it's
can
7.
test it to see it's there already.
This is your plan. Yeah. You can set the purchasing organization as GL00 again.
21 or 20? 21, they're trying to create a PO, right?
Did you see it? See? GL00.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
One
One of these vendors.
Yeah.
So the email is on what? I'm signed for the
Purchasing organization and.
and then you have to put here. You don't link it here. Did you see it?
The PO, I'm sorry. PO9.
So should we take this and this in the bottom? So this is it.
You know.
Did you get the error message?
No.
Okay, the error message was not 7 is not assigned to group. So you can see over here, this is the company code. This place is empty. We just feed it in now. Let's see if that is the error. So let's save. That one was saved. When I come back here, so you can see US02 it is saved here. Okay.
Now you're gonna
That's
put it
already
in the
saved. So go now back. So when we double check, let's double check it.
Put it in the plant.
So where is it? US02.
What's your plant?
Your purchasing organization is US02, isn't it?
It should bring it in there, it should be in here, we put it over on the side and it should show it. Nope.
This is now 7, and we are having another, so we need to check this also. Because this is let's flag it.
Okay, are we through? I mean, do you guys want to finish this, and so I start this off tomorrow, or what? Are we through?
No, they're not through now.
Yeah, 7. So when we save it,
Remember what the flag is?
everything comes out.
Because it's not coming out. That's showing, this is where, this is all of the coming, we put that in.
So let's see any other updates. So we
Remember
go
when
to
we
the
created your plan, that was your first thing we did.
7. Is that even plan 7? Yeah, I think I have plan 7. Yes, please.
You go in and find out what the plan was. You have to go back into the housing section and go to SPR.
When we do during the MMO, during the basic. So this yeah, that's what I'm saying. Should I delete this? Yeah. So I should delete this. This one.
So write that down, so you know what.
They didn't tell me to save it the first time. I didn't see it.
Did you save it already?
Okay. I did. No, I mean writing it down.
Oh, now get out. Arrow, swing the arrow back. Keep going. Another X. Okay, now, bring up the other. Okay, now, look at
Not responsible.
it's not hooked up to your organization's not hooked up to the plant.
Okay, where are we now?
I, saying plant, so I didn't never assign that, did I not assign it? I defined it and I didn't assign it.
Yeah. Company code, purchasing board.
It's here,
Where's it? Yeah, so.
I need to assign the plant, the purchaser to the plant.
So what says sign plant?
Yeah, I did that.
What's your sign?
Purchase, sign
Did you ever
purchase
get
to
learn all
plant.
this stuff? Here you go.
So, start logistics general, right here,
There you
and
go.
assign.
Oh, okay, under 18.
Assign purchase order to
Okay.
plant.
Absolutely.
No.
Where's the other place?
Material type, material.
One of the biggest things I run into with the ADI and things like that, dealing with some client, vendor,
You look to know, you look at like a trying to test of information is telling you.
You have to know what you're doing, you have to know how to say the error at a time.
Okay, so I need to, before I can do my purchase order, I need to assign my purchase order to the.
Because sometimes,
Cause
the
there's
mapping,
long number.
the mapping is different, so you really have
Who is
to understand
007?
what they're trying to
Who's
do in the
07?
businesses. And then most importantly, how to use
Is
the
007?
errors
Who is
and how to run those jobs,
User.
when to run
Yes.
those jobs.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I really have to set up their transaction service.
Is she?
Wait,
Blocking you?
Financial.
Yeah, are you done?
Oh,
Yeah.
Can you get out so I can do my work? Can you get out so I can do my work?
Oh,
my
okay.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, you running down the hall,
She
peeing
wanted-
and stuff,
she wanted us to
and
get
I got
out.
to do work. Stephanie,
Yes.
I have to do work. You going down there peeing?
I can do it.
Holding me. I'm
Yeah,
blood.
I just actually first did it.
I'm old.
I had to go.
Oh, we had IBM set it up, and then we just did the testing.
I'm glad this is not open.
So we have.
Oh, you out? Thank you. Come on back. Okay. So, assignment purchasing order is.
I'm not really that technical, but for me, what my thing was how to read the errors and how to go into those documents, because those documents are segmented. Well, this segment is for this segment is for that. So how to go, which segments to go to run for what?
It is?
And then you have to read all segments again.
I need to find that.
To rerun the item, or I could be paid, or so all those kinds of things. Where are we, guys?
We're getting another
Okay.
message here.
I won't have enough time to do this because I wanted us to look at the configuration behind the material master record. I don't want to give out the handout until I've spoken about it.
Okay.
Because I don't want to not confuse us. I just don't want people going in before I get in there and start messing with stuff. So that's why I'd already printed them out on, when was it? When we came here, Thursday or Friday. But I was going to give it out, but I don't. So has everybody done the testing?
Yeah, we were trying to get it.
Trying to get there.
Shamira, what's the problem?
Yeah, there's an error message here. Purchasing organization US02 not responsible for plans. BL67.
Okay.
That's the purchasing org not assigned to the
Did you set up
plan.
the purchasing org at the plant level? Or did you set it at the company code level?
At the company code.
That's what we were talking about on Saturday. You have to set it at the plant level.
That's not something you assign. It has to be a setup at the plan level.
You have to assign it to the plant
There's, you
level.
did that too?
Now get him
Yeah,
something
I
else.
found assignment my district.
But I'm looking for it.
Now we've gone through the material.
But to check your account assignment mandatory for material, whatever, check your valuation. Go into the material master record. Let me see the material. Show me the material.
Give her the, let us see the material, give her the code.
So you could put it at the plant. So, okay.
Raw material. She wants to see your material, give her your material.
But I don't really my solution. New entry thing. And then put in my.
I need to check out, put it in tab.
You see, this is the only way. This is the only way you can learn, honestly.
That's what we did.
What is your material?
19.
Material number 19.
Yes.
And when I do that, just say.
Always say whatever it is.
We can even do that.
We got the wrong one.
Oh, make it green.
What is your plan?
R08, yeah, that one.
I wish you could click and just tab.
Here?
Yeah, we took them out and showed them.
Valuation class is 3001. What is it saying? What is your error message?
Error message is there's no provision for value-based inventory management for this material type in this plant. Account assignment
Now I'm ready
is
to
thus
do my-
necessary.
Go back
So
into.
please enter an account assignment category.
Remember, your purchasing. So this is this is 3001.
Put in that.
Yes, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
what the message is,
so we
need
to check our materials.
Yeah.
Error.
So I need to go.
3001, right?
Yes.
It has no, there's no account assignment in here for 3011. Let's do this.
Here.
Okay.
This one show you.
Please take care. Robert, control C. I get that.
Okay, run it again.
All right.
It can be done. It can be.
So I guess I'll have to back out.
You have to back out. Don't save it. Back out and run it again.
Put your, put it here. Just put up here.
And what is your material type for that material?
Raw.
That's something
That's not red though. Can deliver that's not red. So these
You
should
create.
What is your raw error?
Oh, we passed.
Did you pass it or did you resolve it or you just?
We resolved it.
Thank God.
We resolved it.
It's showing the same error.
I think no, it was wrong. So then I'm gonna have my 18, so we wrong.
What
And I
is
need
the
this
vendor?
17 to be
The
finished.
vendor is
You gonna leave it or you gonna?
VE008.
17.
And he's
C.
telling you no error.
I need to be.
What is the material?
19.
Okay.
What is the purchasing organization?
It is P08B.
P0.
08.
Yes.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's what I do.
What is your plan?
It's R08A.
Okay, to 25,000.
That 25 is my number. Oh, I know. I wanted to check this here.
Yeah.
Yes.
So please just sit
Yeah,
there. Let me have it. Yeah.
Did you put in, did you put a valuation, did you put in accounting tab 1?
Yes.
It makes sense.
What's your plan? You gonna put the plan. There you go. There, that's it.
But that's what I hear, remember?
I can't understand why it's saying that.
So,
Okay, you know what? Just to let it go, put account
Yes, you
assignment
did.
here.
Okay.
Put C,
In
no, K, cost center, okay?
But it keeps reverting back to
C.
plan
K,
down.
K, cost center. It will open up this area here at the bottom. You can check.
You got hers too.
Sister.
Right
GL
now,
account.
Okay, so
You got hers
get
too?
out, let me do it for you.
Alright.
But watch what I'm doing. Say account assignment K here, right?
Uh-huh.
If I'm pulling it
It
to
was
cost
her, she
center.
said the same problem we was
Okay,
having.
say price on this is $10. Okay. Okay, it says GL account. I'm gonna pull a GL account from here. What is the raw material? I'm gonna put the cost center in here. Accounting will give you the account. Company code is what?
US.
Let me see if it will take, because there'll be like a million and one here. No direct seems to this account. Let's go back. What is that account? What was the account? Yes.
It was raw materials.
You can put the same one. You can put the same one in, which you did before. Okay, put it in there. Yeah. Yeah, put this in for.
Okay,
Take the.
so once you save it, I just put in a GL account
Okay.
and I put in the corresponding cost center.
Tell me what I'm.
Okay, I will talk about this later on, when I did account assignment.
Enter.
I save it.
Just put in.
Let me write this GL account down.
I was asking for the next. So you have some motion and stuff.
Yes, that's the next part already purchased. But we're just troubleshooting it so that it will be able to. But I don't know why this material is doing this, because if you set up
We're done with that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Is it the second window?
it's, every time I do this,
Thank
it's
you.
not showing me. It's not showing me the account. So this is what I'm going to do. Control C, MM01.
Thank you. I know how to do all of this. I just need my own system.
Okay, so your industrial
I
sector
have
is retail.
experts on my
Your
team.
material is raw.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit enter.
It just takes me
I'm
one
gonna hit
time,
basic
you
data
know,
one,
people
basic
wouldn't be
data two.
doing enter on my
I'm going to do
computer.
purchasing. I'm going to do just this so that we can see
It took me more than 30 minutes.
accounting. I hit enter. What is your plan?
R088.
We will be an expert after we get into it. I'm like, okay, now I know, because I think
R0
make
we can
mistakes,
get
you know
in.
it.
XA.
Yes.
I don't see that.
No, maybe that's why.
No.
We
No.
can get in it. Get you- okay.
Oh, it's already in there.
Okay.
So
And
now,
the problem is all of
so,
can't.
Oh,
so y'all be at work.
created it wrongly.
Y'all be
You
at work
right,
in
the
the morning.
morning, so,
Not
not tomorrow though.
Transaction event.
I won't be.
This material
I'm gonna get on
already
here. I'm gonna look over all
maintained for
this.
I am so
transaction event.
hungry. Grapes anymore?
No, you can eat.
Can't eat.
I had an apple myself. But I didn't eat. It's good and cold.
See how you can make the thing up. When I get confused.
Oh, she got mixture of it.
Mm-hmm.
So then how could he have created it wrong?
They were, Walmart was trying to get rid of them. So they had this big thing. It's
Oh,
$2. Is it because they'll.
That square thing?
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something, I done seen that all weekend.
Well, I got one.
I done seen enough groceries, I leave out of there and I need some groceries.
And you don't want to touch the groceries again.
Yeah.
And when I left and I was coming, I'm like, man, I need some groceries. I was right in the store.
All right.
When we compare.
read about home.
Okay.
Who's
Do
trying
it
to help
again.
Jake? I mean, Robert.
Do it again.
Do it again.
So you can explain how you did wrong.
I have to let him do it again first. Okay. Tomorrow what we're going to do, I am definitely going to go through the configuration behind the material master record, while you see what you see and what is controlling it and what is influencing it in the back end. I'm going to look at the vendor master record, how, for example, if I want to block a view or make it disappear, hide it completely from the screen, how we go about doing that. Then I'm going to look at the source list, how you can set the source list at the what? At the material master record, and you can set it at the what? Is it still the same error message?
Yeah, but the same.
The same error message. Okay, send me an email. Send me an email. I have to work it. I have to see what it is, because it's asking for saying that material needs to be a. Did you just create that material in the system? Did you use an info record? Did you do anything with info records with that material?
No.
Purchasing info record price. Okay, that's good. I have to look at it. So we're going to look at all the master data. Remember when you are creating a material and you say quota arrangement, you go to purchasing here, right? And you say the quota arrangement that you want to set up, right? Where we get this from, the configuration behind it, you know, it has quota arrangement, what? 1, 2, 3. If I want to add another one, how we go about doing that in the back end. So tomorrow is going to be back end configuration, just to give you an idea of how we do what we do. Okay, in the back end. Okay. Then on Wednesday, we're going to sit down and do like another one of those open book tests, so that we can see where we are at. And then on Thursday, we will round all this up, introduce you to the P2P section. Now, if some of you have started looking for jobs, you will see that they say things like P2P, PTP,
P2P.
P2P,
Yeah.
PTP.
Yeah, I think that one.
P2P, PTP, and then there's RTC, requisition to check. Okay, OTC, order to cash. This is an SD functionality. All these are really actually the same thing. They're an MM functionality. Okay, this is where we're now going to go into what? The transactional data element of things. Okay, how to create a requisition, how to create a purchase order, how to create a request for quotation, how to create a quotation, and we're going to deal with that. His issue about account assignments, how we create blanket POs, how we create framework orders, okay, how we look do the number ranging and the doc type, front and back, okay. And then on Thursday, we're going to divvy up the work for the presentation for the consultants who are coming in. So everybody's going to take something and do it. Now, I can give it to you, or you can decide what it is that you feel that you are going to do. Okay, those are for those people who are constantly in the class, you know, because I don't want to give something to someone and on that day they say they are going to do some chicken feed or something like that. Okay, because you'll be holding us down. Okay, this is very, very, very good practice for you people when you are going to be going in to do workshops for people. You know, gives you the confidence, allows you to be able to, you know, just to test your skills. Because I remember the first time I was doing a presentation in ExxonMobil, I really thought that the ground was going to swallow me. I stammered and stuttered. I could not, you know, it was horrible. It was horrible, you know. So you need to have that confidence, even if you are going to lie convincingly, and then come back and tell them, oh, you know what? Oh, that must have been a mistake. You know, let's go check my my workshop, my things, and then get back to you on that. But You don't go there scared or intimidated, because they will chew you and spit you out. And they can sense it when you don't come prepared. Okay, so we're going to divvy up that work, and then if anybody feels that they need for me to come in on Friday for a couple of hours, I can do that. But I really don't want to, because I think I pushed two people back to back to back. I think we've had 4 or 5 sessions on Fridays and Saturdays. I really wouldn't want to do that unless you people want me to come, or if I can get the system to work from home. We used to use GoToMeeting and I loved it. I don't know why we're using this, because GoToMeeting we could record and it was just so much easier, for me, who is old school. But we used to do that, but so that but I don't really want to come in on Friday if I don't really have to. I mean, I was glad I came in last week Saturday, because that was really very, very
seems like y'all learning a lot.
but so yeah, so it depends.
So the back end is it accessible from home now, or
Once you log in, everything is accessible from home. But like I told you before, be very careful with the back end. If you don't know what you are doing, don't save it. If you save it and you screw up the system, then I've done it before with previous class. I spent 3 days fixing it. Okay. Not that I was sitting down there 3 days just doing nothing. I would fix it, go drink wine, get drunk, now fix it. But it was all on your timetable, because I had told them, do not go to the back end. The back end is a privilege. Okay. I know some of you have used SAP before. You've never seen the back end.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you mess it up, I'm going to have to fix it. And if I can't fix it, then we have to go back to these people. Then they're going to cleanse the data. Then we have to start all over again. Okay? So the back end is just to make you sort of like poke around.
Yeah.
Don't create anything you don't understand. Don't save anything you don't understand. Okay? Because it can have ramifications and repercussions on the system. Okay? So, I mean, the question that you ask, is the backend available? If the front end is available, the backend is available. But you just know that your backend is Huffy. Your front end is just the Yeti. Okay? Any questions?
If you're not sure of what you're doing.
You say don't say nothing.
Go ahead.
If you're not sure what you're doing, we can always call someone around that knows, or.
No. I am your call.
Oh, okay.
If you're not sure of what you're doing, call me, send me a text message. Don't call anybody.
Okay.
Okay, because nobody will be sitting here when I'm drinking and fixing it.
Yeah.
Okay? So don't call anybody but me. And I really mean it, like I'm serious as a heart attack. If you mess up the system, I will take your time. It's 14 weeks. If I spend 2 weeks fixing it, then whatever we can do during the next period, do you understand? During the remaining period is what we will do. But I'm not going to sit here, and that's the honest truth. I'm not going to sit here when I've asked you nicely not to go in and delve into it. That is why I am so hesitant. This is like the 4th day I felt this thing. I'm so hesitant to give it to you, because if you go in, for example, if you go in and you mess with my material master record, they learn. It affects the whole client.
Yeah.
So even in the SAP, if there's another school using this system, it affects them. But SAP has an audit trail.
Yeah.
So if they want us once and they want us twice and we're still doing the same thing, they're not going to give it to us again. And that's not fair onto the students who are listening and the ones who are yet to come. Okay, so I'm asking nicely before I start getting really traditional. Please, if you don't know what you're doing, don't go and save anything.
That's good.
Okay?
That's my question.
Okay? And just concentrate on what you need to do. I think everybody has set up their plans now, right?
Yes.
And everybody, so I don't really know if you need to be there except just to hone in or read the documentation. Everything on the everything here. Everything here when you come in here, if you don't understand anything, this is the documentation that's related to that thing. Okay? And like I told you guys before, the documentation is almost like a German translation to English. So sometimes you'll be reading and say, what is almost like Melania Trump talking. So what the hell is she talking about? God forgive me, I'm sorry. No, you didn't. Oh my God. You know, the best. Okay, so you need to. Oh my God, I'm not a citizen. They might be forcing me and tell me to start working from Venezuela. Oh my God.
But you have your papers, see.
Well, they might find fault in the paper that the day I arrived
They
was
sure
the
will.
day Obama
They
lost
will.
they couldn't find Obama's birth certificate. So you see, this is the documentation on this copy delete check plan. You see, it just gives you a lot of information, but you have to be careful. You know, sometimes the what they're trying to convey is not as crystal clear. That's what I'm trying to say. What they're trying to convey is not as crystal clear. And say, what the hell are they talking about? And then you just leave it. But you know, everything you need to know is here. Okay. So before we go, I wanted to talk to you about that SC16 table again. That table again. I gave you a handout that says SAP configuration tables. Okay. The first thing that I gave you guys, SE16 is where all the tables, you access the tables, okay? So it will ask you for table name. You must know the table name for which you want to access, okay? So if I want to access, let's say, IBAN, okay? IBAN is the table that holds purchase requisitions, okay? Now, you see, when I said IBAN, you see these two that were flagged, okay? Those are the two that are here. That does not mean that there's not anything more behind it. So depending on if you got to the correct table, if you want to push fields forward, you go in here and you can say, this, I want to see the batch rack, which is the document type. I want to see the document category. I want to see if there's a deletion indicator. I want to see the creation, who created it, you know, created by, what date any changes were made. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You see that? So if I come in here now, it pulls all those views to the front for me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so before you say there's nothing there, go and see what they have there. Okay, if I hit here, it will tell me the number of entries in here. There are only 2, so this is fairly new. Okay, and then if I hit execute here, it gives me the 2. Remember, I told you there are some tables that are client specific, and others that are what is it called? They're not honed into a client. They are landscape available. Okay, how do I know that? If you see the client number here, then this is specific to 101.
To the client.
Okay, so if this first column has no number, that means that you see the same what is it called? The same entry here. You will see it in the side box. You will see it in qual. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? That means it is available across the landscape. But this here is only available in this client. Okay? So this table, remember when you were asking me where does what, and I said it's so difficult for me to explain it unless I show you the tables. Okay? The tables are, this is the table. The transaction code that shows you how the table is made up of. Okay? That is SE09. And I don't think we have access to those. I'm sorry, SE10. Okay? I don't think we have access to that. Oh, shock it up. Let me try SE11. SE11. I'm not authorized. So there's a difference between the tables, and then SE11 shows you how the fields are made up in the table. So if I go in here, transaction alt here, Okay, so if I go into SE16, right? SE16, and I say T001W, right? That's the table that holds the plant, right? How is this field configured? SE11 will tell you that it is a 4-digit character field. It is alphanumeric. It is this. It gives you the technical information behind the tables. Does that make sense? It gives you the technical information behind the tables, but we don't have authorization to do that.
You can basically like what F1 is, like the F functions to tell you what it means, like what it does.
Yeah, but it does a little bit more. In fact, it does a lot more than that. Okay, it tells you the table, a 4-digit character field, 4-digit alphanumeric field. It tells you the table. It tells you if it's a table, if it's a structure. It tells you everything that you need to know about the table. Okay. Now, if you go back, the last thing I wanted to talk to you about again is that SE10 transport. Remember the transport we were talking about? That transaction code is SE10. Okay? This is what your transport organizer looks like. Okay? Remember when I say you are going from one place to the other? So when we do that configuration, right, guys, and it's out there waiting to be moved, right? If I come in here and I say transport, it will give me all the transport that I have there. Okay? So it will give me the transports like this. It will say, you remember when I told you, you write in the transport, you write the description. Okay, it will give you the description, it will give you the user ID, then it will give you the transport number R3DK9, black. Then it will do R3DK9, black. Okay, so the rule with transporting, like I told you, is what? This is the child. This is the parent. You must move this first. So what you do, you will flag it here and hit the transport, the lorry and the thing. Okay. Once it's gone, it will take it here. Yes. So then you move this. It must go in sequence, because if not, you are going to mess up production. So if there's a series of transfers that you're making connecting to something, right? Let's say you are doing purchase orders, GL accounts, blah, 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 blah. The GL accounts must go before the purchase orders or the inventory, right? So they must go in sequence. Okay? So once you are doing that, you will it goes to the next available space. Okay? So remember I talked to you about what? Modifiable and release. So if your configuration is modifiable, that means that it is still in the place of creation. What does that mean? If I've forgotten, I can still do additional configuration. But if it's released, it's gone.
You can't do anything.
You cannot do anything. You have to come back and start at scratch one to be able to meet that other configuration. And since they are lapping, right? They are probably using the same tables, right? The newer transport takes precedence over the older one that is in there. That's the rule.
So do you need to just, I see this one has flag, the modified and the release, so it could be one or the other.
It can be, I could do both because I want to see what is out there. Like normally in the real world, when I did that, it will now give me a list of all my transport. The first one will be what? Modifiable. So I know that those ones I can still make something out of it. Then the next set will be like released. So I know those ones are gone. So I'm able to see which ones have gone, right? And I may have to do some further work on, or which one I can still just go into this system and make my changes and then release them to go into what? A release status. Okay? And then finally, if you want to see what transactions are doing what, there's a transaction called TSTC. Okay? TSTC, what it does is that when you say ME21N, okay, create purchase order, right, executed, it tells you what you need to know It says this is a create purchase. This is the program that it is running. Okay, this is the text. It gives you all these things that all these techie people like David like to look at that I don't understand. Okay, so that is that, and then there's another one called TSTC. I think it's T. Okay, enter. Okay, so the language is what? English. Okay, transaction code ME21N. Okay, executed. It tells you that ME21N equals to create purchase order. Okay, I don't like to read it like this. I just read it like this. Okay, it's the same thing. You know, so you can only get familiar with these things by playing with them. Okay, like I told you, there's this box called IT Toolbox. And then there's something called SAP Fans. And I think there's another one called SAP Forum. Go there and just, I'm not saying cram the things, just go there. By the time we get to finish, what is it called? The purchasing and the inventory, just go there and see the kinds of questions people throw out to those people. Help, I need help, I'm in the middle of the job. Can anybody please help me? Do you understand what I'm saying? Knowing fully well that I don't know your system the way it's been configured, right guys? But I can tell you around where to look for the issue or the error that you're looking for. There's another one that SAP, I think it's SAP Help. I'm telling you, from the time that I studied this thing to now, there are so many things out there. So many things out there. Your problem now becomes which one is the truth or which one is somebody just putting there so that they can amass followings. So many things out
Mess
there.
up the system.
Yes. So if somebody says, I'm trying to configure something, and they say, oh, go into ME, you know that's a lie. Because there's no ME in the back end, really, that I know of. You know, most of those transactions in the MM sphere start with O. So you know that person doesn't know what they're talking about. Okay? So this is really and truly going to be time consuming. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be taxing. Like I tell my students, nobody will pay you $40, $50 an hour for you to sit down there and do nothing. Not in America. Well, maybe in my country, if you know who the manager is.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, it's possible. Do you understand what I'm saying? But no one is going to give you that kind of money for you not for you to know shishi. You don't know shishi. You know, and then you are sitting down there, you know, claiming to be what you need. I'm telling you, max 3 months, you're out of there. And that's only because the government says probation is 3 months. If you're a consultant, the next Friday they will tell you that that's your last day. Okay? So try, hone in on something. You know, everybody's cup of tea may not be configuration. Okay? Everybody's cup of tea may not be inventory. I don't like inventory, but I can teach it. I hate inventory. Okay? But I can say things that sound as if I know what I'm saying and know what I'm doing. Okay? You will always, like I always tell my students, the notes that I give you are not really for this class. I call them the bathroom notes. And you ask any of my students, I always tell them, when they give you an assignment, go to the bathroom and read that crap. Just read it. Okay? Sit on the commode or put whatever they put there and read the crap and come out. And when they ask a question, right, I always tell my children, if they say, so we feel as if the purchasing organizational group is da. If you don't talk, you're in trouble. If you talk too much, you're in trouble. Yeah. Okay? So take the question, the statement that was last said that looks as if somebody with a little bit of sense has said it. We're all degree holders. You turn it around and make it from a negative to a positive or a positive to a negative. And repeat the same thing. I can sit down and wait for the next 10 minutes and hope that somebody with wisdom says something else so that you can take it and regurgitate it because you're not ready. People are looking at me laughing. Okay.
Make them fumble on their words.
Yes, you take it in, you rewrite it. Thank God I have a degree in English. Put in some very British words. They said, what is that? I said tomato. They said, no, tomato. And then we laughed for that for quite a long time. But 5 minutes of the meeting, we will only have 21 minutes. So next person, come on. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it gives you breathing space to go do your due diligence and go do your research.
Yeah.
Okay? But you cannot be in a place on a team where you don't talk, or a team where it looks as if you are trying to over-impress or talk too much, or you think you know too much, because we can tell if you know what you know, whether you know or you don't know. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then when they are going out to socialize, that's another thing that I found very difficult, because I wanted to go home. I was so tired.
Mm-hmm.
You must socialize with them. Even if they are going to drink cannabis and you don't drink it, drink cannabis's junior system. But you must socialize. That's what because when they are going to talk, they say you are not a quote unquote team player.
Yeah, we'll do that too. I had that problem.
Okay? So it's not your business that they get drunk. Your business is to show up. And if you're drinking Coke, you drink a little bit of Coke or whatever you're drinking. But you cannot not go every time they invite you. You cannot not go. Okay? So those are my 25 cents for you people this evening. That's the tables I really wanted to talk to you about. You will learn how to find things in this table as time goes on. You will learn which table holds what. And remember, the tables are what? Header table, line item table. So if you are looking for line item information, you don't go to the header table. Okay? So your place of interest, because this is where you go, if they want to do a change to a purchase order or something, you say, go into, let's say, let me go back out and say, let me use transaction code again, IBAN. Okay? Purchase requisition. I say, okay, we want to do something. I say, go into table field created by, okay? And then the other people like it in what is it called? In Saturdays. So go into table ERNAM. Do you understand what I'm saying? Pull this and go into table this, pull that, join it. This is what we're trying to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you are putting together what we call a functional specification of whatever they want, whether it's a program change or a transaction change or whatever, right? You have to use the technical names. Because the ABABA does not know created by him. He's a technical person. He needs to know the technical name. So when it's coming in and looking at the tables, you say, okay, this is what ERAN, okay. Then you will go into the SE10, pull, look for this ERNA and say, okay, it's a numeric field, alphanumeric or character field. And then they'll come back and say, well, if you want numerals there, we can't do that because this is a character field. Now, if you want me to mimic this in your new report, I can do it to make it a character field. But now when I'm doing it, I'm going to put like a Z in front of that. So you know it's different from what SAP delivered. SAP delivered functionality is this. So if you want to change anything in a program or whatever, you must put what? A Z or a Y in front of it. Because SAP does not support what it doesn't know, what it hasn't provided for you.
That's what they're saying.
Okay? Any questions? Okay. If we have no questions, tomorrow we're going to pick this up and run with it. We're going to start to, we're going to do all the configuration issues, okay? And then do the open book test before we start looking at the P2P process. That P2P process is where we've done the organizational data, we've done the master data, we're now at the last data, which is the transactional data. Okay? Any questions? Okay.
Looking for tomorrow.
Everybody, please make sure that, anyway, you all have your user ID and your password.
Yes.
She gonna go home now.
Go in there, don't mess up the system. Is it okay?
I still don't know what I did.
You still don't know what you did?
I think it's something.
Look, when you create, that's why I say I'm gonna go home and, I'm not gonna create anything, cause I wanna do it myself.
I think that's what it was. I missed something somewhere along the way, and now it's giving me the go home, sit down. Actually, when does the liquor store close? Like they sometimes are like 12, right?
No, look at stuff. I know. It'll be closed on
Because I mean, I have to talk to my bottle was for cooking. It's like $4, so it doesn't. It tastes gross.
You might can run into, Kroger's or somewhere and get some out.
I'm going to what's that place called? Total Wine and Ale.
Oh, they still have time. Oh, yeah,
Um,
9 o'clock. So
I think so. If I drive fast enough.
Yeah.
In Texas, is it 11 or 12?
I don't know.
For what?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was for 12.
Okay. 'Cause I don't.
Well,
Well, I
no,
don't
it's
remember.
at 2 o'clock. If you want to drink it.
You got
Oh,
time.
Walmart.
But some liquor stores, they be closed already, but you go to the bar, you go to
I'm a little picky with mine. I'm
That's
not really a wine person.
why you put
And if I drink wine, it's gotta be like sweet
control
wine.
V.
That's what really I can't do. I can't do it.
So
Sweet
every
wine is my
time you
thing.
log into the system and you see that. it's
Sweet
just-
is, I drink it up a fat, I'm like,
That one.
Sweet wine?
Sweet wine or freaking, or if it's tequila, I'm thinking about like tequila too.
I like a Chardonnay or a Sauvignon.
Yeah. Go back like that.
It's like $6.
You like mezcal?
That's the only one I tried really.
You go back to sleep, and that's there. Or
Yeah, Sauvignon Blanc. I'll show
So
them.
what
Some apple
has to
juice,
be,
maybe
so
some
you
town
put go in here, this F1, this F9, okay? The parameter I will
That's what my
use
thought
control
was.
C, okay? That, so I go in here,
Is this yours? Your whole bunch?
user profile,
That's not okay.
own data, parameters here, put in the DUK, which is company code, right? Control C, Control V, and then put in my company code what? US00. Hit enter, okay? You put it to company code, you see, you save it, and then when you come back in, you have arranged it according to hierarchy, okay? Even though I entered it last, you see where it is up in the, okay?
So this didn't have to be one A, and I know it's
Already logged out. So you go into,
Shut the door, go to the bathroom,
A.
go to the bathroom, you shut the door.
huh?
I'm going to the restroom, you shut the door.
Which door?
The door that you come out.
Oh, okay.
No, you shouldn't shut the door.
Oh, I shouldn't shut the door.
No, I will meet you at the.
Oh,
outside
okay,
door.
thank you. I was wondering too, that's my security guy, that's my main man. I'll have to show it to you, because it's not even coming on, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, Mom was out there too, and she, but I saw her.
I saw the baby too,
Yeah.
and I did see Shakira get up once to go look for that child.
Last night on my iPhone. Yeah, on my phone.
Ṣé kí ló ṣe shorty ni?
No, he won't sleep, but he will be crying, he wants to sleep.